When you stand in front of the Deshou Palace, you finally understand one thing. Hangzhou was not just a beautiful city by the West Lake. More than 800 years ago, this was the center of an empire. The huge platform, the magnificent entrance, the towering columns, and the elegant roof decoration all tell us that this was a place of power. But something feels strange. Compared with the Forbidden City in Beijing, Deshou Palace seemed surprisingly small, and even more unusual, it was surrounded by ordinary neighborhoods. Outside the palace walls, there were markets, shops, and horses. So why did the palace of an empire look so different? Today, let's step into Deshou Palace and discover the unique world of the South Song dynasty. Dates back to 800 years ago, after losing North China to the Jin regime, the Song court moved south and established its new capital in Hangzhou. The imperial area was located around today's Fenghua Mountain, separated from the ordinary people. But as you can see, the Fenghua Mountain is quite narrow, so for the officials, they can choose to live where they want, so most of them just live in their city, near their prosperous city street. And one of them, the most powerful official at that time, Qin Hui, is also beloved by the emperor, so he received a mansion from the royal family as a gift. Being an emperor in South Song was not an easy work. The country faced the wars constantly, and the officials were arguing about the politics and the succession problems every day. So after decades of years of ruling, the Gaozong just decided to give up the throne to his adopted son Shaozong and moved into this mansion. And of course, he must have done a lot of furnishing and enlargement construction, and renamed it into Deshou Palace, the Butcher's Longevity Palace. Gaozong didn't have any sons, so that's why the succession became a problem for the officials. And the Shaozong is adopted. From his temple name, we can know that he really treated Gaozong good and like the real father. That's why he did a lot of work to please Gaozong, including the construction of Deshou Palace. And interestingly, Shaozong also followed the same path. After several years, he also decided to give up the throne to the next generation Guangzong and moved into this palace, rename it Chonghua Palace. Perhaps the comfortable lifestyle of Hangzhou was too attractive to live here. Retired emperors could enjoy gardens, tea, and the scenery of West Lake, but they were not completely separated from politics. They still advised younger emperors and influenced government decisions. And this explains the unusual character of Deshou Palace. It was both a palace and a private residence. The whole palace can be divided into three parts: the central place, the western place, and the north garden. The main hall was still a place of politics. Here, emperors met officials and discussed state affairs. Behind the political hall was a completely different world. This was a private area of the imperial family. Here were living rooms, gardens, kitchens, and spaces for the emperors and the palace attendants. In the north part of the palace was a garden. Water was brought from West Lake into the garden through canals. There were artificial hills that imitated famous landscapes, including a miniature version of Feilai Peak. Because Gaozong likes West Lake so much, but he also afraid that every time he went out to enjoy the landscape, it will cost too much. So the Shaozong just recreate the West Lake inside the palace for Gaozong's privacy. The nobles of South Song enjoyed an elegant lifestyle. They walked through gardens, drank tea, burned incense, hung and appreciated paintings, and arranged flowers. Life was full of art and leisure. At Song Dynasty, high class were obsessed with antiques, quite like the time of Renaissance Europe. They collected ancient bronze and porcelain vessels, put it on their desk. A A lot of antiques catalog was written at this time, and the cups and or incense burners at that time also followed the ancient vessels. But today we cannot see the complete Deshou Palace. The original palace complex was enormous, covering around 170,000 square meters. Much of it is now buried in modern buildings. This is not surprising. Hangzhou has always been a densely populated city. Surrounded by mountains and water, the city has limited space to extend. People lived close together, and fire were a constant danger. The Deshou Palace was also affected. In 1206, devastating fires destroyed large parts of the city. Eventually, after centuries of changes, the Deshou Palace was abandoned. Later rulers transformed the site into a Taoist temple. Over time, the imperial residence disappeared into ordinary urban life. Today, the restored Deshou Palace Museum gives us a real chance to look back at South Song, Hangzhou. The archaeological remains are still here, but the vanished palace requires imagination. Standing here, we can understand something important. The South Song capital was not a city of wars and isolation. It was a city where imperial power existed together with markets, gardens, and ordinary life. This was a unique character of Hangzhou, a capital hidden inside a living city. But what did the original South Song Imperial Center on Fenghua Mountain look like? We'll explore that in the next video.